G'day blindies.
Notification volume 0%.
Samsung. I'm back on my old Samsung phone. Loves to get its plug in. We've got to give it one. If Samsung, if you're listening to me and you see this, sponsor me. Hook me up with a camera or something cool. Anyway, welcome back to Blind Garage. Today's episode is something different. I had someone recently ask me, what is it like to do a burnout on a motorbike as a blind man? So I've had a bit of a think and I thought, well, I tried to do it on Facebook by writing a thing about it to put up to explain it to everyone, but it took too long, it was too hard, so I figured this is the easiest way to do it, is to put it on a video. Alright, well, quite a bit of preparation that goes into it and a lot of stress. For me especially, like being blind, not being able to see, doing what I do. If that bike pops off whatever I got to bump up against and goes crazy, I'm in trouble, but it's a risk I take. We always start first and foremost bike inspection. We check chains, sprockets, oil, petrol, fuel lines especially are a must. Make sure they're tight, not perished, cracked in any way, because the fuel line that goes when I'm doing them burnouts, the engine's that hot, instantly going to catch fire, and I'm not a blind man barbecue, not yet anyway. So we check it and make sure all our lines, oils, fuel, brakes, everything's in order. Check our tyre pressures, fire the bike up, warm it up, run it through the rev range a little bit. Generally, if I've got someone there, I'll get them to take it for a quick lap to circulate the gearbox oil on that. Bit of heating on the tyres, then we'll park her up, and we generally leave it for about an hour or so for me to have a think about it and build up the courage, because yeah, it's pretty intimidating to do, you know. But when I get on that bike and before I hit the key, my mouth's dry, I'm twitching, and yeah, it's a buzz. I love it. So anyway, here we go with the burnout. I'll hit the key, rev the bike a few times, let it idle down, make sure the oil pressure and all that's up and everything's circulating. Pull in the clutch, kick it down one, bring the revs up. I generally hit full throttle and back it off a quarter, and then I'll feed the clutch in. Hopefully sometimes it catches. In some videos you'll see it takes a couple of times to catch depending on the surface and that, but once she catches, it's on and it's spinning. The bike starts sliding around a little bit. I've got to control them bars and keep the weight distribution right, and then you've got to put your foot up to kick it to another gear. Now on the old Suzuki GSX, it was pretty easy. You lift your foot up, the gear level was right there. But on that little black Hosung, you got to put your foot right back to hit that gear lever, and yeah, feels like you're about to fall off the front of the bike when you do it. But anyway, we find the gear lever, we hit that clutch, kick it a second, and boot her again. Hopefully she's caught and she'll go. Let her bring her up into the revs a bit, hold her there, attempt third. This is generally where it's very hit and miss. In third, by the time I'm hitting third, that tyre is really hot and sticky and it wants to grab, and I can feel the whole bike bucking around and trying to kick me. But once you get past that initial bit and she comes back on the revs, it'll just eat till that tyre blows. Or, in New Year's Eve case, die in the arse, and I've got to quickly pull the clutch, kick it back, hit her again, and then let it eat all over her again. Generally, a tyre on the Hosung will last around about a minute 40 max, depending what gear I'm in. But holding that bike, the smoke flowing all around me, the noise, the way the bike's bucking and carrying on, it's an experience. It's a buzz, it's scary, it's adrenaline filled, and I love it. So there you go, guys. You wanted to know what it was like to do a blind man burnout? That's the best description I can give yous. And I know I haven't done one for a while. Tyres are getting expensive, but I think it's time we need to create some new clouds. So maybe blind man's burnout clouds will cure corona. It's worth a shot, eh? Nothing else seems to be working. Anyway, guys, as always, we're keeping our tyres turning for Tilly. Much love.
Stop button.